coach and assistant. Yeah. You have any thoughts on, at least in Big Ten play, why you've gotten better results on the road than at home? And how can that kind of play into going this weekend?
No,
Trying to steal something?
I wish I had a better answer for you on that one. I don't. And disappointing, especially with us getting good crowd showing up right now. I know our guys are extremely disappointed in the results over the weekend, but you kind of flip the roles this weekend when you talk about Ohio State, Penn State, and we addressed it with our guys. I think it was about 6 straight games that we beat them, starting from last year. And they had some snarl to them, so give them credit. I thought they played very well. But now you flip that. Ohio State's kind of been in our shorts here for 6 out of 7 games. So something that we've talked about as a group, and I think we'll have a very motivated group.
When you play Ohio State, do you have to be, I guess, cognizant of being more aggressive sometimes, because they're gonna play that occasionally, and it's kind of hard to read sometimes. And I wonder how you guys react and prepare for that kind of series.
You have to, and we got to figure that out, because that's what's caused us some problems. And they will. They'll set up in the neutral zone a little bit differently than any other team in the Big Ten. And so that's something, and I think whether you play a team that sits through the neutral zone or not, we haven't been skating enough. When you say aggressive, we haven't been as a team, whether it's forecheck with and without the puck. When we were playing very good hockey there for a stretch, I thought we were skating, and we got to get back to that.
How's everyone doing health-wise? I don't know if Laskowski sat out Saturday because of just leftover play, or
I would say very questionable for the weekend. Not being in on a Tuesday, I would say questionable for the weekend. Other than that, I think we're pretty good right now.
Coming off this stretch that you guys have had, not that when things are going good you don't focus on the dailies, but how important is it this week just to kind of go back into that grind and just focus on the daily tasks and not let what happened in the past?
Sounds like you've been in here with Coach Hastings a few times, because those dailies, it very much is, and that's all we have right now. Because again, you go back to that stretch where we started to figure it out after a tough start where we found ways to lose games. We're back in that mode a little bit right now. And if you take a look at Friday night, you can pin it a little bit on our start. We give one up early at home again. I think we had 9 minutes out of probably the first 24 on a power play. You got to be able to capitalize and get some momentum in our building, and we didn't do that Friday. And then you turn the page to a Saturday, and again, finding a way not to. It's one of the first games we've been very undisciplined. We're in the penalty box the entire third period, and it's hard to mount a comeback when you're doing that.
when you look back at what broke you out of that early stretch, it was getting the secondary scoring, it was getting, like you're talking about being connected and those kind of things. It seem like they can be little things, but they all have to happen, right? And how do you kind of foster that? How do you get these little things that have gone the other way back, go in the direction you want them to?
Well, I'm going to state the dailies when he brings that up. It is with the group, and I think our group understands that we need everybody. That's a big piece of it right now. It's okay that we might not have the most talent going up against a Minnesota 2 weekends ago. We have proven when we have a group that's dialed in and emotionally engaged in the game, we can compete with them and be in any game with any team in the country. But we have to get back to that, because when we don't have 20 guys going, we fall short as we did last weekend.
Confidence thing a lot of time too, right?
Very much, especially this age kid. And again, our group has been through that. We've been through a lot of adversity, guys in and out of the lineup and going through tough stretches. So that's the one thing we can fall back even going into this weekend. And we've been here before.
What makes Ohio State different?
You know,
They've surprised a lot of people.
they don't beat themselves, and you think of their team. I thought it started last year. They had a really tough start to the year. Went through some struggles, didn't get goaltending, and then they knocked us out in the first round of the playoffs. And you could see them trending in the right direction. I thought that fed right into the beginning of this season. Their goaltending has been very good. And you look across the country, when you got goalies batting .930, .940, most of those teams are winning a lot of hockey games.
You mentioned that Ohio State's kind of had your number, and so you don't need any extra motivation going into this. Can you kind of sense that from the guys this week, that they're hungry not only just to kind of get back on track, but to hopefully get a win against a team that's had your number?
Yeah, it's been a little bit of both, because you know what, they're not happy with how we played this weekend. You go back to the last 2 weekends, so there's motivation that way. And yes, it's this building last year, we went and played them late in that building, and they took 2 of them. And so it's a focus group. It was emotional practice yesterday. Today wasn't as much. We need to get some rest also, as much as you want to get after it every day in practice. I think this time of season, I don't know what it is, but it's got to be 6, 7 weeks in a row that we've been going since break. Maybe not, we've got 1 in there. But it gets to be a little bit of a grind at this time of the year where you have to take some time off too.
I wonder if the cover you saw towards the end of Saturday's game of the discipline issues that you hadn't seen all season, did that just have to be addressed as a group of, you know, don't make this harder on ourselves than it has to be?
Yeah, we can't. And I thought it was out of frustration, and that's hopefully what we learned from it. You're in a 1-goal hockey game at home. We score a power play goal. We have momentum at that time. And I truly believe what took us out of that game was you end up killing 3 penalties, another 5-on-3. They score 2 power play goals, and they win a hockey game. If you keep that 5-on-5 at that moment, I thought we had some legs. I thought we had some juice at that time. Might be a different result.
Chance we're going to see different line combos, 5-on-5 this week.
Good question.
Some necessity to get something going, right?
One better for my boss. At this point, I would say that might be, and if you looked even this weekend, we were trying some different things. Obviously, Mosley going out of the game on Friday, but we have to because we haven't scored enough. And again, even this weekend, you looked at the 0 on Friday, and we scored 2 on Saturday, but they're both power play goals. So we got to find a way 5-on-5. Right.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Go up with you right now then?